upstream production, we have block 71, 72. And I think the issues that we've had, we've been able to resolve with, with our main partner, thanks to them, NNPC. We resolve the issue. So definitely production of oil will, start. We'll start taking our oil hopefully by August, right, Edwin? By August, our production will start, from block 71, 72. Not much, but it's about 25,000 barrels per day. Then in agriculture, we're going to be in rice and sugar cane, then tomato. Tomatoes, we're doing a fresh one, here in Nigeria. But the rice, we have 1 million tons of rice, which is actually 34% of the entire, processing capacity. When we get to the rice, I'll also explain to you. So we are actually, this is now, the revenues were, expected to grow 6 times over the next 1 year. Because after the refinery, when we commission, we are now moving from 2002, we are at about 5.4 billion. Last year, we were at about 5.6 despite the devaluation. And then by 2025, full year, our own, revenues will be over 30 billion. Current is about 75% from cement. This is just to tell you how we've been thinking, how, we kept on, re-engineering the company. So because when you stay in one place or you remain dormant, events will take place where now you find yourself in trouble. So we're always trying to, because what are we trying to do here? What we are trying to do is to totally get ourselves out of demand of foreign exchange from Central Bank of Nigeria. And what we want to do is actually to be the biggest supplier of foreign exchange in the foreign exchange market. So we want to be suppliers, not people that will demand FX from the central bank. So 75% of our revenue used to come from cement business. And then 80% of our EBITDA was coming from Nigeria. So 90% of the revenue in various local currencies. Because when you look at it, with about 80% of our earning before interest and depreciation, is a little bit high, or it is a risk dominated in one single currency, dominated here in Nigeria. So we now change and say, okay, fine, can we dollarize our business, which is what we've done. So 15% now of the revenue going forward will come from cement, from 75%. And 50% of our EBITDA will come from outside Nigeria, including exports. So that's what we have. Then 70% of the revenue will be in hard currency. So the growth is underpinned by investment in the pipeline over the last few years, which we have actually seen executing in the last couple of years. If you look at what we have done, that's why I think they have they've shown you my picture of 2013 when we signed the agreement. I think I had very few gray hair. But right now, I think Adeshina of African Development Bank yesterday, he came to my house, we were having a dinner. He said, my brother, what happened? Your hair has turned like a cotton. I said, well, that's Nigeria for you. So actually, when you look at it in agric, we've spent about 900 million, and we're still spending more money to make sure that in the next 4 years, we will not import raw sugar to refine and sell in the Nigerian market. We want to only stay and produce 750,000 tons of sugar domestically. And then the rice also, we have rice. All our rice mills, we are not going to be connected to the grid. We will produce our own power, which is sort of green energy. We are producing out of the husk. So we are using the shell of the rice to generate our power. We are not going to be connected. And we are very, very lucky. I mean, you cannot imagine just overnight now we have 240% increase in power. And rice business consumes a lot of power because you do the parboiling and then you do the processing. So we will not be connected to the grid. All our this will actually be, this. Then in the cement, we have spent 1.7 billion. Luckily, the project that we had also problem with Ogun State in 2000, I think it was 2017. We have now gone back to site and we've started and we are building a brand new 6 million tons of cement, mainly to target export, and that will give us quite a lot of money. What we are doing is that we want to make sure, apart from selling domestic, we create excess and export. Because you really don't become an exporter unless you have self-sufficiency, then you export this. I keep telling people that whatever you export, you will export it maybe even cheaper than your domestic market, because you are competing with everybody. You are competing with China, you are competing with everybody. So you only export your excess. Just like, airline business. Well, that's what I keep saying. Manufacturing, say you have 100 seats. So 60 seats will be maybe your cost and your profit will be in 60 seats. The 40 seats, you can even sell them at 40% or 50%. Whatever you sell them, you are making more money, because instead of dividing your cost by 60, which you have already done, you're taking your profit, you divide that cost by 100, and then you make more money. And that's how manufacturing is. So you just don't go and establish something where you just become an exporter. No. Even Asia, they did what you call self-sufficiency before they now target export. And because normally domestic market, you have to protect your domestic market compared to imports. Today, if you go to Japan, just try, for some of you that have been to Japan or even to South Korea, the Samsung you buy in South Korea will be more expensive than the Samsung you buy in Nigeria. Because export is that you are, like what I keep saying, you are taking, you are actually, taking poverty into somebody's country and creating jobs at home. So that's what export is all about, apart from earning of foreign exchange. The next one is refinery, 19 billion, which we have spent. Actually, we have gotten now to 19.5 because we had additional interest and we had a late startup, and I will take you there when we, have that. Then the fertilizer, we spent 2.5 billion, and then midstream and upstream oil and gas, we spent about 1